Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of RockSoldier72 Predicts. And today we're going to be talking about NFL Week 4 of the 2021 NFL season. But let's see how well we did on last week's episode of Week 3 for the NFL 2021 season. So I was correct on the Panthers game. Give me that dub. I got one win so far. Panthers showed up. Sam Darnold looked great. They did lose Christian McCaffrey and J.C. Horn, so prayers up to them. But Panthers got the job done on Thursday Night Football, won 24-9, and are now 3-0 on the season. Pretty great start for Sam Darnold. And seeing now what he could do without Adam Gase is showing that he is a good quarterback and just was in a bad situation. Now let's talk about the next game. Chargers-Chiefs, an upset in this one, so I took the L. The Chargers got the job done. The Chiefs just couldn't pull out in this one, and the Chargers went 30-24. Chiefs are now 1-2 on the season. Prayers up to Andy Reid. I think he was just dehydrated, but he looks to be back with the team. But I want to see Andy Reid back on the field next week when he's taking on his former team in the Philadelphia Eagles. That should be a fun game. We'll talk about that one later. But, the Chiefs did lose 30-24. Justin Herbert looked great. Mike Williams was phenomenal. And Chargers are looking good in that division. Now let's talk about the Cardinals and Jags. I got that one right. The Cardinals did win. Jaguars had that, kick six, that 109 kick return after a missed field goal attempt from the Cardinals at the end of the half. Jamal Agnew came and saw that he was about to score, so he did it. He got the job done. 109-yard kick return. Or not kick return. Kick six, you would like to call it. He got the job done. And that was the best play the Jags had. And Trevor Lawrence ain't looking that great with that Jaguars team right now. But the Jaguars, they just don't have a team built around Trevor Lawrence. And that's the reason why they are 0-3 on the season. And the Cardinals are looking great. And they got a great matchup this week. They're playing the Rams. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, Cardinals are looking great, 3-0 on the season. So I did get that one right. Now let's talk about the Bears and the Browns. The Browns won this game because of their defense. Myles Garrett had like 4.5 sacks against Mr. Justin Fields. Oh my God, did you guys see Jason Peters? He is so washed. The Bears need to cut him. He let Myles Garrett freaking hit Justin Fields every time. And I feel bad for Justin Fields. He's got a crappy O-line. And he's not going to do anything if that offensive line is going to play like that every week. And they kind of want Andy Dalton back in there because I don't think Justin Fields is ready yet. And it showed. He had like 40-something passing yards. Wasn't great. But the Browns defense dominated. And the Browns offense got Odell Beckham Jr. back. And he looked pretty good in his first start of the season. And the Browns won 26-6 against the Chicago Bears. Now the Bills, I got another game right. The Bills and Josh Allen got the job done. Josh Allen had 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing and 1 on the ground. They just dominated. Emmanuel Sanders looked great. Stephon Diggs did what he had to do. Zach Moss was great as well. Like, their offense is clicking now. Their defense played well against this Washington team that has some question marks right now. But the Bills did get the job done, so congrats to them. They're looking like them old selves from last year. The Titans got the job done, and the Colts aren't looking great in this season to start the season. 25-16 Titans did win. I did not watch this game, but now the Colts are now 0-3 on the season. That doesn't help them out at all. Carson Wentz ain't looking that pretty right now for the Colts, and Titans are looking like them old selves. Are 2-1 now. After a slow start week 1, Titans got the job done in week 3 and did beat the Colts. Now I did pick the Saints to lose this game, so I messed up there. Mac Jones did not look great. He had an interception, I believe. Did not look great. Jameis Winston and Alvin Kamara, they look good. Callaway looked good. The Saints offense looked pretty good against this Patriots defense. They won 28-13. Now they're playing my Giants this week. Oh man, it's going to be fun for the Giants. But the Saints got the job done 28-13. They won against Mac Jones. And they're going into the season, I believe, was it 2-1 now, so that's solid. And I took an L on the Falcons-Giants game. Giants, man, we got to talk about my Giants. They are dog shit. They are a crappy franchise. John Mara needs to take a look in the mirror and realize Dave Gettleman is not the guy at general manager. He's not. The Giants are like bad. They're just bad. This is like, what, the 10th season in the last 11 years that they started 0-3, something like that. Daniel Jones looked decent. He didn't like play to lose the game. Saquon looked decent. He got a touchdown, but like the offense is very bad. It's just so bad that they cannot score in the red zone at all. And then when Sterling Shepard goes down and Darius Slayton goes down, you don't get Kadarius Toney involved. The first round pick you drafted this year, he only had 2 catches after those 2 went down with hamstring injuries. And then we lost Blake Martinez at middle linebacker, our best defensive captain we have out there, our defensive quarterback of the team. He calls the plays for the defense. Will be truly missed. Now they have Tate Crowder starting. He played decent, but you could tell we missed the presence of Blake Martinez. But the Giants' offense, very conservative. Joe Judge, some of the things he's doing out there with the challenge calls are just not great at all. Giants need to look themselves in the mirror. They're 0-3 now, but they're still in a winnable division, even though the Cowboys crushed the Eagles. We'll talk about that later, but the Giants need to look themselves in the mirror. Saquon Barkley looked great, but he needs to take those north and south runs. Like, he's just trying to bounce everything outside and make a big play out of it. You just got to get the yards sometimes. And Kenny Golladay, man, you need to get him more involved. You paid this guy. You got to get him more involved in the offense. And it's sad that they aren't. It's just really sad that they aren't, because Kenny Golladay can make big plays for you. He is meant to be that type of guy. They're just not utilizing him right. And Evan Ingram, another guy I want to talk about. He is a bum. He should have been traded last year. He should have been released. He needs to be gone. He is a turnover machine. He doesn't catch the ball. He turns it over. He fumbles all the time. Man, like, he is just not a good football player. And the Giants' offensive line, they've been playing better. But, you know, Andrew Thomas looks decent. The left guard right now situation isn't that great with Ben Bredesen. Their center, Nick Gates, is gone out for the year, so now they have Billy Price and Will Hernandez at right guard. And Nate Solder. Nate Solder needs to be gone. He can't play football anymore. Like, the Giants need to look themselves in the mirror and realize that their team isn't that great. And it starts with Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, who calls very conservative play calling. And Dave Gettleman, the guy who's been making the rosters for the past 3 years, has losing teams, and John Mara needs to look at the mirror and realize that the Giants suck, and they need to make some changes now before it gets even worse. It's plain and simple like that. You cannot lose to this Falcons team that look crappy as well. Matt Ryan, he deserved to win his game. We dropped 2 picks with Adoree Jackson and Logan Ryan. It was just sad to see how our team played against the Falcons. We should be 2-1. We should have beat Washington, and we should have beat the Falcons, but we just didn't because we are that bad. So Giants need to look themselves in the mirror right now before things get out of hand, and it already is. They're 0-3. They're not going to the playoffs, so they need to make some changes, or else they're going to continue to suck for years to come. Simple as that. Alright, now, enough of the Giants talk. Let's talk about the Steelers. So, right now I am 5-3. So let's remember that, 5-3. So I told Jared, and Jared's not on this episode because he wasn't able to attend today's recording session. So that's a shame, but hopefully we could get him on the next episode. I told Jared I did change my pick to the Bengals winning. So we're gonna be 6-3. After I saw T.J. Watt not play in this game and he was ruled out, I'm like, the Bengals are gonna win. Their offense with Joe Burrow, their receivers Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, they're not playing this game, and Joe Mixon is gonna beat the Steelers team. The Steelers, Big Ben does not look like the answer at all. It's sad. He's just old. He's 38. They need to look at the quarterback position. I say call Cam Newton right now. He's better than Big Ben right now at this point of his career. The Steelers are not looking good on offense. Their offense is crappy. Their offensive line is not giving Big Ben enough time. Big Ben, like, tripped and, like, felt like a tree. I saw that meme on Instagram. Like, this man, Big Ben, needs a team built around him offensive line-wise, because they need a mobile quarterback there, or else a pocket quarterback does not work with this offensive line right now. It just doesn't. But Pat Freiermuth, he looked good. Juju got hurt. Like, this team, all they have good for them right now is Najee Harris. Najee Harris looked really great, but you can't win games with a shitty offensive line and a great running back. Look at the Giants and Saquon. It's just how it is. So, I think the Steelers need to look themselves in the mirror as well and realize Big Ben isn't the guy and need to evaluate the quarterback position now, ASAP, and call up Cam Newton right now if they want to be a playoff contender. I'm just saying. Big Ben is not going to be the guy for them. So I changed my pick to the Bengals once I realized like their offense is bad and TJ Watt's out. Like their defense is not going to do anything. They have players hurt in the secondary, so I had the Bengals winning. Joe Burrow looked great. Jamar Chase looked great. The Bengals team, I believe are they 3 now? No, they're 2-1. So that's pretty good in that division. The Ravens game, man, that's the 7th win I got so far. Justin Tucker, NFL history. He made a 66-yarder against the Lions to win the game. Bounced off the pole, went in. What a way to win this game. Lamar Jackson looked great. Marquise Brown needs to make some catches. And other than that, the Ravens look good. Lamar looked great. He's 2-1 after losing week 1 to the Raiders. I say the Raiders looking good. Broncos won. That's my 8th win. Broncos, you know, it's the Broncos. They played the Jets. The Broncos aren't that great as a 3-0 team. Look who they played. They played the Giants. They played the Jags. And they played the Jets. They are 3-0. I'm going to congratulate them on that. But I don't think them as serious contenders yet for the playoffs because they played crappy teams. That's just my opinion. Now, the Raiders, they're for real. Raiders are for real. They're 3-0. They beat the Ravens in overtime. They beat the Dolphins in overtime now. They beat the Steelers. The Steelers are a little suspect, but they beat them. So, Raiders are for real. Their offense, Henry Ruggs. They're getting Josh Jacobs back hopefully by next week. You know, they got Brian Edwards, Hunter Renfrow. Like, that offense, Darren Waller looks great. The defense, they got Max Crosby. They got Carl Nassib. They got players. They got some guys out there. So, I could see the Raiders sneaking in that wild card. I don't count the Chiefs out yet. But the Raiders are for real this year, so Derek Carr's been playing out of his mind. Congrats to the Raiders right now. Rams, Bucks. I did take an L in this game. I thought Tom Brady would take over, but the injuries to the defense did not help the Buccaneers. And the Rams just played lights out. Matthew Stafford looked great. 4 touchdowns, 2 to Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is looking unbelievable with Matt Stafford at quarterback. Man, oh man. Sonny Michel played all right. Tyler Higbee looked great. Like, that Rams offense is explosive with the addition of Matthew Stafford. And Sean McVay's genius mind of an offense. Great job for the Rams. And getting a win they really needed. And now they got a great matchup coming up against the Cardinals. So, the Rams are looking like they could be Super Bowl contenders after beating Tom Brady this week. Seahawks, Vikings. I did take an L on this one. The Hawks did lose to the Vikings. Vikings look great. Even with Dalvin Cook not playing. Madison looked great at running back. Justin Jefferson, he had a great game. Kirk Cousins played lights out. The Seahawks defense is not looking great. So that's something to be worried about if you're a Seahawks fan. Packers, Niners, I picked an upset. And if it wasn't for Mr. Aaron Rodgers and his clutchness, oh my God. His clutchness, man. Aaron Rodgers led his team down the field. Mason Crosby kicks a game winner, and they win. Devontae Adams, he had a great game. He got hit. Big hit on Devontae Adams, but he still got the job done. So, Packers win. They're looking like contenders. And the Eagles, what happened, man? I took a double on this, so I went 10-6. The Eagles took an L, man. The Cowboys look great, but they played the Eagles. Like, Jalen Hurts, he isn't that guy. I told you guys to pump the brakes on him after week 1. They played the Falcons. Last 2 weeks, they played 2 really good teams with the Niners defense And then they just played the Cowboys' high explosive offense. Ezekiel Elliott looked like his old self. Tony Pollard looked great. And Dak Prescott was just making great throws. Dalton Schultz, frickin' CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper got a little involved there. But the Cowboys, man, they look great, that offense. Micah Parsons on the defensive side of the ball. He is looking to be possibly the rookie of the year, the way he's been playing at DN. You could line him up at linebacker. Like, he is great. A great player they drafted. And the Cowboys, expect them to win the NFC East this year. That's how good they've been playing. And I really see it happening. Dak Prescott looks really great off of his injury. And great job for Dak and beating the Philadelphia Eagles 41-21 on a Monday night game in primetime. Good job for the Cowboys. Now let's talk about Week 4, my predictions. It's going to be short and sweet, so let's get into it. Jaguars-Bengals. That is an easy pick. Bengals on top. Joe Burrow and that Bengals offense has been explosive. The Jags suck. Trevor Lawrence isn't that guy. Thursday Night Football. Bengals on top. Titans, Jets. That's another easy one. Titans. Derrick Henry is going to have a game. He's going to run all over this Jets defense that sucks. All they have is Quinnen Williams. I just see Titans winning this one. Blowout in the making. Bears, Lions. I don't know who's starting at quarterback for this game. But I'm still going with the Bears. I think the Bears are just a better team than the Lions. I can see it being a close game, but Bears on top. Colts, Dolphins. I think the Dolphins win. The way the Colts have been playing right now, not that great. Dolphins with Jacoby Brissett almost stole one from the Raiders in overtime. So I got the Dolphins winning over the Colts. Browns, Vikings, that's easy. The Browns are going to win. The Vikings, they had a great game against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks defense isn't that great. The Browns defense, on the other hand, is one of the best in the NFL. Browns are going to win this one. Easy. I say they win by at least 14 points. Alright, Washington Falcons. Washington's going to rebound this week. The Falcons suck. Even though they did beat the Giants, but the Giants suck. So, I think the Washington wins. Terry McLaurin's going to have a great game. Antonio Gibson's going to have a great game. Chase Young will have a great game against his Falcons O-line that isn't the greatest. So Washington comes out on top. Texans, Bills. Bills Mafia, man. After Josh Allen's 5-touchdown performance and he's playing the Texans. Texans have Davis Mills at quarterback. I just don't see him winning. Giants, Saints. That's easy. The Saints are going to win. The Saints are going to win. Giants are looking bad. And I can see the Giants losing their next 7 games. They're playing all winning teams. The Giants. Unless they prove me wrong, man. I hope they do, but it won't happen. Unless Jameis Winston has a bad day, I just see the Saints on top of the Giants. Alvin Kamara's going to have a field day. Callaway's probably going to burn James Bradbury. It's just not going to go the Giants' way. Saquon Barkley will be stuffed up by this Saints defense with their crappy offensive line. The Giants need to realize they need to make some changes, and they're going to find out this week because the Saints are for real, and they're going to be contenders in the playoffs, I think, as a wild card team. In that division, Saints are going to beat the Giants this Sunday. So be ready, Giants fans, for another loss. 0-4. It sucks, but it's just what's going to happen. All right, Chiefs, Eagles. That's easy. Kansas City is going to look to rebound. They're playing angry. Patrick Mahomes is pissed off. Chiefs on top. Panthers, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to win. I do. I really do. The Panthers, they haven't played that many great teams. And I think the Cowboys' offense is just too much for the Panthers' defense. And the Cowboys come out on top. Dak Prescott looked great. Zeke looked great. That offensive line looked great last night against that Eagles front. I think the Cowboys win this one. And the Panthers are finally going to lose the game. Now let's talk about my next games. Let's see here. Alright, now this is going to be fun. Niners, Seahawks. I really think the Niners are going to win. The way they've been playing. Their defense has been great. Their offense has been great. The Seahawks defense is not going to stop the Niners offense. It's sad to say, but the Niners, they're going to look to rebound after a bad loss to the Packers coming down to the final seconds of the game. They lose a game-winning field goal. Seahawks are just not that team right now. I think they're 1-2. I think the Niners are going to win. Rams, Cardinals. The Rams are going to be too much for the Cardinals. The Cardinals are finally going to lose their first game of the season. Matt Stafford, that offense looks great. Oh my God. The Rams are going to come out on top. Packers, Steelers. Packers are going to play unbelievable. The Steelers playing pretty bad right now, so the Packers are going to come out on top over the Steelers. Big Ben is just not the answer right now. Najee Harris is their best player, and he's a rookie. The Packers are going to come out on top. Ravens, Broncos. I don't know. I'll say the Ravens win. The Ravens win. All right, let me fix that. That looked bad. Ravens win. Lamar Jackson and that offense look great, and their defense look great. I think the Broncos are going to come to realize that they played crappy teams, and they're finally playing a good one, and they lose by 10 to the Ravens. Buccaneers, Patriots. Tom Brady is going to win this game against his former team. Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady is going to win this game. It's plain and simple. He wants to show Bill Belichick that they shouldn't have got rid of him. And Patriots, Mac Jones is going to crumble under this Buccaneers defense. Hopefully the Buccaneers defense gets some players back like JPP and some of their corners. Maybe they sign Richard Sherman. I saw that might be a possibility. So I see the Buccaneers on top against Tom Brady and his former team and the Patriots. Raiders, Chargers. Raiders have been playing unbelievable, and we'll move on to 4-0 on the season. Chargers have looked great, but I think the Raiders are the better team. It's a divisional game. Derek Carr is looking to prove that he can be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL the way he's been playing. He's getting into that conversation. Let's see if he can win against a division opponent on Monday Night Football against the Chargers. But hopefully guys do enjoy these RockSoldier72 Predicts videos. I'll be back for week 5, and I'll catch you guys later. RockSoldier72 signing off.